everyone, welcome to Fine Moon Rising. This is a Virgo Tarot and Energy Sigil drawing for June 2025. So welcome in, Virgos. We're going to talk a little bit about the astrology. I did pull 3 cards here, and 3 cards are going to be directing your sigil. It looks like you have the 5 of Pentacles. You do also have the Knight of Swords, and then we also have the 4 of Pentacles. So what's happening here is you may be moving way ahead of yourself, and there might be a little bit of a lack of focus to just start off the month. Possibility of leaving others behind, which could cause some consternation on your part. And the advice here that in the sigil that I'll be drawing for you is to stop and allow the universe to give you what you need. It's almost stopping before you make those big decisions. It's kind of a good idea because good luck is coming to you in this next month, and it's very important for you to be very receptive of all that good luck that wants to come in. Okay, so some astrology for you. We'll get into that in just a moment. So I'm drawing your sigil right now, and the sigil that I drew for you is very allowing. I allow instead of push. And so I have crossed out all the A, E, I, O, and U, sometimes Y, and then kept all the consonants. And then now I am drawing the sigil on a little sticky, and I will transfer it to your piece of paper here. And I'm using Sakura, what are they? Pastels, oil pastels for you today. Okay, so a little bit about the astrology while I'm drawing this out is that your June outlook is going to be very positive for health and also personal growth. It's also going to be very positive for visibility. So if you have a particular job where you need to kind of stick out in order to get noticed, you're going to be noticed. If you have some sort of online business, something like that, you might find other avenues for you to be noticed and to be accepted and to be kind of put in kind of the, Google machine of finding you. So also, with Jupiter in Cancer, you have an increase in networking. So people might be coming on your path, maybe from the past, also from, your network laterally, above or below. That might have ideas for you to, if you're in sales, it might be very beneficial for sales and that kind of thing. So I would encourage financial planning at this time and also monitor your finances. Make sure you're not making any hasty decisions. And so it's very important just to stop and figure things out before you make those big decisions, especially with money. And that's part of allowing, kind of allow those opportunities to come in and allow information to come in, as well as allow yourself that time to make decisions, okay? Venus and Taurus, improved health, of course. And Mercury conjunct Jupiter, mid-month-ish, is going to be that good news, good luck coming in for you, okay? So in June, there might be more courage, and also you might be feeling very, good looking at that time. So, but be careful of angry and snap decisions. So channel that energy into physical pursuits, whatever sport thing you like to do. All right, so let's get started. I did pull the tarot cards, and I think you saw them a little bit ago up on your screen. If not, I will repeat them as well. But we do have this 2 of Pentacles in your past, kind of juggling things in the, not really, it's a bit of an undecided energy I feel on this, but it's 2 of Pentacles kind of juggling. And so in the past, you may have, not sure which direction to go. Maybe something is happening in the company, something is happening in your business, something is happening in the world that you need to make different decisions, okay? And so that's your past, and you've had to kind of make these snap decisions. But in the month of June, I want you to think about things very carefully before and definitely analyze those. And you're a Virgo, you love to analyze stuff, so, it's right up your alley before you make any snap decisions, especially with money and career. Okay, 4 of Pentacles is where you're starting, and that showed up in your sigil as well as in your tarot reading right now. It just means you're kind of just almost balls to the wall and not really stepping back and allowing the universe to bring things to you. So, you've probably manifested a lot, and now you're like active, time to take those steps. Well, that's fine, and we do need to take those steps, and we do need to be active in our goals and dreams and wishes. However, we do need to make sure that we are saying the right words and going after the right things, going after, and what is right, what is wrong. It's going to be different for everybody's situation. However, for you, it's going to be very important that you definitely pay attention to what is going to be the best avenue for you given all the information. And you may have to wait for that information. And so that's why you might be like, I want to go, I want to, get going on something. But it's kind of like hold back a moment, wait for the information, then go. Okay. So you do have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, don't leave. And that did come up in your sigil. So it's funny that it's repeating, and I shuffled the deck, I swear. In your tarot reading. So this Five of Pentacles is definitely I feel it's more you're leaving other people behind. So you're wanting to go ahead so quickly, and you may not be necessarily taking everybody else into consideration. So you kind of have to think how this will affect other people in your life. And those are the important people, the people that you want to continue relationships with, that type of thing. Okay, so pay attention to that. I don't think you're going to be left out in the cold. I think you are definitely a go-getter. I feel like this big energy, especially with Jupiter, this big energy, like you want to follow your heart, you want to go, go, go. But it's just maybe not everybody's ready. Maybe everything's not set up, stuff like that. So just little things like that just like put your structure in place and make sure everybody's kind of in the place that they're supposed to be and everything's all organized before you go, go, go. Okay. And if that means waiting for information, of course, wait for that information. So we do have the High Priestess in your subconscious. Yeah, you're going through things kind of from the past. They might just be bubbling up and you're just kind of seeing these shadows, healing them as you go along, but it's also providing you some great insight as to actually where you want to go in the future. And that might be why you have to hold back a little bit, because all that information is bubbling up as you're doing your day-to-day, and you might need to just be waiting for your brain to kind of sort through stuff, your heart to be okay with stuff, your soul to be all ready for stuff before you go ahead and move forward very quickly. And so you have to be in alignment, heart, mind, and soul, in order to make your decisions, in order for everything to be okay moving forward, and for you to actually truly manifest your destiny. So I think that's what you're waiting on, actually. You do have the Seven of Pentacles in your conscious reality, which means you're making choices. Good things are upon you in June. They just are. But, you're going to have the choice of two good things, or maybe multiple good things in your life. And so you're going to need to be making those important decisions. And I feel an opportunity coming in that maybe it's from, something in your career, or it's something to purchase that has a return on investment. There's something exciting coming in that you're going to have to maybe structure things in your life in order to accept that. And so I feel like the Seven of Pentacles is actually allowing you to have that decision making and decide things. And so you might be taking a new route, because in your future you have this Fool. And this Fool card tells me that there is a new route for you to take. Your June energy, by the end of June, beginning of July, that kind of thing, I feel like you're going to be embarking on something new, a new adventure with, it could be someone else, but it could also be in relation to your career path. And so it could be a different avenue, or I feel like it's something, I think you have a skill set in it, and I think it feels a little bit uncomfortable, and it's piggybacking on something else that you're doing. However, I also feel like it is something entirely new, and that can cause a little worry, but I think you're up for the challenge, and I think you've known about it for a while. So I kind of feel like this newness, you may just and I feel the words packing it in, whatever that means, is packing it in. For you, maybe if you're like a backpacker or something like that, you definitely have to pack stuff in, but it also means something like, packing, taking stock in your resources type thing, and also socking away money, that type of thing. And that's why your finances are going to be coming into question. You're just going to be, I don't think, anybody's going to take any money from you or anything like that, but I feel like you are just tabulating your resources at this time and what you can and cannot do, and that includes people resources as well. So you're taking that into consideration. And if people, like your closest family member is your puppy dog, then that's cool too. Okay, so I do feel like the Seven of Swords is how you've been approaching stuff. I think you felt like maybe stuff is not going so well where you are, or maybe like people are getting in your way, or people are causing trouble, or you could have people in your life that are just, they're maneuvering in ways that maybe you just don't agree with or don't understand. And I feel like you're being very secretive, very quiet about things. But I'm going to say these other people, they already know. Like they already see the writing on the wall with you. So anything that you're changing, I feel like these people are like, yeah, duh, okay, yeah, we already knew that. So it's just up to you as to when you inform them of your next moves type thing. And so you've been very just secretive and standoffish with other people. And, they already know. So people get a sense, and you're not being like as slick as you think you are. So just how it is. It could also, it's just that type of thing. Anyway, 5 of Swords is the environment. You may be in a position where you kind of have to beat out other people. Now, and it's kind of like an energy of, this is mine, this is yours, I'm not going to get in your stuff, you're not going to get in my stuff type thing. So those around you, it can be just kind of one of those back and forth things, like, this is not mine, please don't take on anything that is really not your responsibility at this time, just because you're going to be making some pretty good, interesting moves, and you're going to have a lot of luck and more opportunity. And I think you just don't have a lot of energy for entertaining things that are just really not for you, that maybe cause you to lose sleep or cause you to have poor health, something like that. So I feel like you are actually curtailing that type of thing and putting a little bit of the onus of your responsibilities on where it belongs. So if it's a workmate, that you keep doing favors for because you're good at it, you might be just kind of quietly bowing away from that. I don't feel like you're arguing with anybody, but there is some energy at the end of June that you need to guard against being a bit too aggressive, not assertive. Choose assertive, not aggressive. And it's just because of, is it Mercury conjunct Jupiter? Yeah, that can be kind of like explosive, talking in a way that is less than professional. So maintain your professionalism, especially end of June. And I think you're going to do that anyway. The 2 of Cups is your advice here. Happiness stuff is just gonna come together. That's that luck, that great opportunity. It's super magical for you, and I feel like you're just gonna feel really good about this situation. I feel like you're going to say, like, you know what, I've been working for this and now it's here, I got it, here's the opportunity. And I feel like there's going to be some abundance as far as people coming into your life as well that are just kind of on the same path. You get along with them, and things are just running a lot more smoothly. And so I feel like that is your advice, is like, just accept the opportunity, allow it. When I did this sigil, it was very much an allowing energy and kind of not pushing so hard for stuff, just sitting back and, you've already laid the groundwork. Just accept that it's going to come in, and it will come in for you. And so when you're in alignment, the universe is like, oh, hey, there it is for you. I will give it to you on a silver platter. So that's kind of what's happening to you end of month there, by the end of the month there. Okay, so the 8 of Pentacles is going to be your outcome, and that goes along with this Fool card that was in your near future, which is that energy of starting afresh, starting anew, but building on experiences. It's almost like you took some sort of opportunity and you're like, oh my God, can I really do this? Can I really do it? Yes, you absolutely can do it. You are fully capable. And then you realized it maybe at the end. Maybe you realized that the similarities from what you were doing before to what you are doing now is the same. So you're not feeling as stressed about it. Come the end, you're thinking, you know what, I got this. I don't know everything. You don't know what you don't know, and nobody expects you to be perfect. And so you're just kind of going off that. And so I feel like you're going to be making some pretty good moves, and they're very much start over moves. Start over with new people, start over with new career path, or some sort of lateral move. But I feel like because of this energy, it's very important that, you're going to have a lot more energy as far as health-wise. And so I think you're just going to be in a very good spot. I think you're going to have, people are just going to really see how good you are doing, how well you are doing. and how skilled and so much of a good person that you are. I think you're just going to be recognized for that. And then you're going to have that good luck, that good news. But just don't push and monitor that anger. Use it very constructively. Use assertiveness instead. And then just, when you get time, just pull back a little and sort through things in your brain before you jump to any, decision making times. So definitely hold off. More information is coming, and I think you're going to be able to make these decisions very easily. Just don't get ahead of yourself. Things are going to come to you as you're ready for them. And so I don't think you have to worry. I think you felt like you were juggling this or that in the past, and it's always been this or that, oh my gosh, and like never the two shall meet. Well, I'm here to tell you that by the end of the month, everything's going to meet, and you're going to notice the reasons why stuff even happened in your life. And I think that's the most important thing for you, is that the reasons will be made known to you. And I think that's just going to really give you that energy to move forward very easily without any concerns. Okay, if you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will be posting a couple more sigils very shortly. Until then, enjoy the sigil drawing. And I hope you have a very good month. Thank you, Virgo.